I think every time I see these two teams listed together, Ohio State and Michigan State, with a point spread as it pertains to a betting angle, I think back to 2 seasons ago in Columbus. Michigan State eventually finished 11-2, won the Peach Bowl, finished in the top 10. They had a top 10 team going to Columbus, and the point spread was like 25 points. And I thought, my goodness, 25 points. Well, Ohio State was up 49-0 at half. And so even the 56-7 final was not indicative. And Steve was the one that said, you know what, 25 is even shortchanging this point spread. And sure enough, even when I see ridiculous numbers like that, Steve was right. We got Steve Merrill here from wagertalk.com. Join him right there at wagertalk.com, breaking down not just college football, NBA, college basketball, the NFL as well. And Steve drops by to break down all the big lines in college football. And Ohio State, of course, the number one team in the country, trailed at halftime at Rutgers before pouring it on in the second half, taking on a Michigan State team that notched its first Big Ten win. So they're still playing hard, defeated Nebraska, but a 31.5-point dog at Ohio State.
Yeah, and I think last week's results have actually created some line value. This line might seem big, being around that 31 to 32 range, depending where you look. But my database simulation, 10,000 games run, has Ohio State on average winning this matchup by 36.5 points. So Ohio State's the way to play it, and I definitely want nothing to do with Michigan State. You're just buying and hoping they can maybe get a late backdoor cover, but they don't throw the ball well. And also, I think last week's their win against Nebraska might have been their bowl game. This is a team that was just 2-6 on the season, an extended losing streak of 6 straight games until they win as a dog against Nebraska. And it was a home game as well, so they did it in front of the home fans. It was their only home game in a 4-game span as they're on the road now the next couple weeks. This has letdown written all over it. And I think Ohio State has plenty of a motivation to continue to win big. Yes, they're number one in the playoff rankings the last couple weeks, but they know they're still getting disrespected, at least from their perspective, in the AP poll and the coaches' polls. They're still number 3 overall in both of those. So I think there's plenty of incentive for them to lay it on. And to put this line in perspective, they've been a 19-point favorite or less in 6 straight games. You have to go all the way back to early September when they were laying 29 at home against Western Kentucky. They won by 53. This line's a couple points higher, but once again, I don't think it's high enough. If you're going to play it, you better lay it. And Ohio State only has Minnesota on deck, so no look ahead until that Michigan game the week after. And they're coming off back-to-back road games. And once again, as you said, Mark, a lackluster start last week and kind of a lackluster game against Wisconsin as well. This has a breakout written all over it for Ohio State.
Folks, I tend to feel good when I push 60% against the spread. Steve is delivering 18-5 against the spread in his under the radar selection that he delivers exclusively here at the Voice of College Football. So we appreciate Steve for doing that, but it's only good if you take advantage of it. So go to the main channel and subscribe right there, $3 a month, or on patreon.com/MarkRogersTV. You get a lot of other benefits that we don't need to go into here, but Steve's under the radar selections there, 18-5 against the spread. For the complete look at what Steve does on a daily basis with the NBA and college basketball in full tilt, go to wagertalk.com. Steve, thank you as always.
Thanks, Mark.